This is the critical recap for Campaign 4, Episode 2, Broken Wing. Written by Jared Darrow, and read for you by Frudence, the LoreMaster's daughter. Falcons of War. Fire reigns across a bloody battlefield, years long gone. The Falconers' rebellion rages as Teor, Cadigan, and a 15-year-old Azune fight desperately. The odds are stacked against them. Loza Blade thrusts a small axe into an enemy soldier's head as she pushes the young soldier Tunk forward. Sorcerers, brandishing the colors of the sundered houses, glide toward the torn banner soldiers, while Thimble and Thiazi scramble downhill. Thiazi calls out a sorcerer of House Cormorant right before he takes a blast to his side. Above, an incoming barrage of enemy wyverns covers the skies, swooping toward the young scoundrel, just as Casimir picks Thiazi up and carries him to safety. The Mask. A boom rumbles through the home of Hallandil Fang in present-day Dolmakyar. Taisha and Hal stare at the shattered black ceramic pieces of a strange mask. Taisha has no idea what this could be. All she knows is that Thiazi asked her to get it from the land of Venatus and bring it to Belair. She touches the shattered ceramic, and the fabric drops into a funnel of cold mist. Taisha falls unconscious, but Hal catches her and heals her. Belair, Murray, Shadia, and Bayless rush upstairs to see what the commotion was. Belair immediately knows the silver box full of mist is actually a small coffin. He recognizes the word obsidia, written on its side in an ancient halfling language called Kessian, along with a few celestial glyphs. Taisha awakens, hearing the birdsong of a nightingale as she looks at Bayless, but this is interrupted when Shadia both consoles and berates her mother for her foolhardiness. Bayless watches the two dolefully. Frustrated, Belair warns everyone not to be stupid and touch things they know nothing about. He and Murray put on protective gloves and take the artifact to the Arcanaut immediately. While the Farav gets cleaned up, Hal requests that Hero bring her lyre forward, and the two perform a hopeful song from the Falconers' Rebellion, called Broken Wing. Even in Darkness. Teor, Cadigan, Azune, Octus, and Thimble return to Hal's home. Thimble finally sees Thiazi. She's the last to see him. She lands on his chest and apologizes, sobbing. When she sees Bayless, Thimble blames her. Was this revenge? Either way, it doesn't matter. Thimble tells Bayless her stone is missing. Octus divulges to the rest of the guests that Thiazi's hideout was ransacked. Azune knew Thiazi was supposed to use the glyph. Azune sensed it on him. He definitely felt it. The arcane marshal searches Thiazi's coat and finds it. The magical forgery. A betrayal. The group runs through the escape plan. The only two they cannot account for are Casimir and Sid, Teor's brother. They remember black feathers in the hideout, and Casimir is a member of the Crow Keepers, one of the oldest thieves' guilds in Dolmakyar. But also, no one can account for Sid. No one had eyes on him or the wagon. They can't be sure if the wagon even arrived. With the fiery flare of revenge, Thimble decides she wants to go see about these Crow Keepers. Bayless pulls Thimble upstairs. She wants her Stone of Nightsong, and she wants it now. She tells Thimble that though Belair let her into the city, she played no part in the execution. She did not come here to hurt anyone. Downstairs, Loza tells Teor and Taisha she is retiring. She's hanging up the mercenary banner and heading back to her family home in Dolrunya. Loza hands half of a torn banner to Teor. Though it's been 12 years since they disbanded, she could never get rid of it. It was always meant for Teor. In the Light. The next day at the Via Aurora, the home of the Candescent Creed and House Halavar, aspirant Tyranny finds her sisters, Enmity, Cruelty, and Agony. Tyranny tells them she thinks it's fun that Wick actually believes in all of the religious stuff. Enmity warns Tyranny to remember where she is from and what she is. They are here to help the Halavars. Outside, Teor waits for Wick, when suddenly he notices a crate slide off the back of a wagon and crush a worker's foot. With incredible strength, he lifts the crate with ease and heals the individual in the same motion. A glowing white liquid seeps from the crate. Wick sees the act of heroism and is enthralled. Teor, Wick, and Tyranny make proper introductions. Teor tells Wick that he wishes to help guide others to the light. Wick understands that Teor fought alongside Thiazi on the side of a war that was fully against his family. But all is forgiven. That's a key belief in the Candescent Creed. As this discussion is happening, Votarch Yanessa enters and introduces herself to the mighty soldier. Yanessa is well aware of Loza Blade and the Torn Banner. She will send for Wick's uncle and head of security, Sir Felonius Halavar, to meet with Teor. After Teor leaves, Yanessa tells Wick to get rid of Teor. This is all unnecessary. They are the House of Priests and are not to be affiliated with members of the Torn Banner. The Taconis are making moves, and the Halavars need to keep up. Yanessa is stressed about the Taconis. It's all very suspicious. Their lands are the most sundered between two Barodels. How are they so strong? What moves are they making? She tells Wick that Thiazi had to die because that's what the Taconis wanted, and the Halavars need to stay close to the Taconis. Times are changing. It's time for Wick to grow up and learn the truth. It's time for Wick to be promoted. After hours, Belair and Murray worked all night studying the fossilized coffin without rest. They learned that the wood was taken from deep within the wastes, and ancient holy silver Kessian plates were placed over the wood. Strangely, the materials are ancient, though the coffin itself is new. What's even stranger is that the plates reference this as the coffin of Obalad, a celestial and the halfling angel of death. This coffin is basically blasphemy. With one last test, they drop a tool in the hollowed mist. It falls. And falls. They hear no sound. This is a big problem. After the sun rises and Murray leaves, Belair checks his private vault of the Loy Wing, finding mysterious crates of paint with a parchment reading, "For Hal, with all my love." Curious. Dark tides turn. The morning after the Farab, General Ramon de Vinos rides back to Palazzo de Vinos with his son, Sir Julian de Vinos, having just awoken him from a local brothel. The general debriefs Julian about how some resupply lines were stopped and did not make it to the de Vinos estate. Word is they were stopped at the Devalmar Pass. Julian doesn't know anything, but he learns that their family discovered a plot to rescue Thiazi Fang, and the Taconis are looking for their son Octus. De Vinos needs to find that son. He's in danger. Meanwhile, Azune suits up in his room within Brethren Hall, home of the Revolutionary Guard, and heads to the office of his captain. He runs the day prior through his head and analyzes the changing laws throughout the city, mainly around outlawing the use of magic. He enters Captain Edrian Fazir's office, where he finds Sir Herondus Einfassen of the Chamber of the Lords Advisory. The knight offers his assistance and resources to the arcade marshals, seeing that he is now the security overseer. Studying the Lord Knight, Azune sees a man hungry for authority and power, believing he deserves it. Dean Elypides Tallbarrel of the Penteveral apologizes to Murray. The sundered houses pushed him out. He had to resign. If he resigned, the school would continue to be allowed to practice magic. If he did not, it would be outlawed. His hands were tied. As he explains the circumstances, the hollow voice of Lord Primus Taconis is heard from the hallway. He is looking for his son, Octus Taconis. Cadigan, Thimble, and Octus step into the Guard's Tower, a Crowkeeper's safe house and tavern. As they gaze across the room of feather-cloaked rogues, Thimble asks when they last saw Casimir, just before she hears the rustle of a burlap sack flying toward her from behind. Blood of my blood. A knock beckons Wick and Tyranny to the prismatic retort of the Via Aurora. Wick gleefully confides to Tyranny that the prismatic retort is what they use to change light energy into filament. They pass through gargantuan doors and halls covered in symbols of the Candescent Creed and lost runes of the fallen shaper Tansul. They pass by enormous warhounds wafting pulses of dispel magic. They are approached by Votarch Yanessa at the base of an enormous stone sarcophagus. Wick's father, Goddard, opens the retort by unbinding his blindfold. Beams of light shoot from his lidless eyes and funnel into the prismatic retort. He chants as runes alight. The retort opens, and with horrifying realization, Wick sees that it is not a sarcophagus. It is an Iron Maiden, and within is chained a 30-foot-tall angel with siphoning taps in its body. Botarchianessa tells Wiki to meet his grandfather.